when we throw somebody into a new environment, it could be a new environment where we're now in an away game, or an athlete is moved and they're at a new facility, or they got a new strength coach, or environments change. Can their body be able to adapt to those changes? It could be a small change, it could be a big change. But regardless, how your body can adapt to that change, okay, is going to play a huge role down the road. Now, when we talk about being like in this present moment, we also see things like increased activation of the prefrontal cortex, okay? Why do we care about that as strength coaches? All right, how many, we got guys who work with football players, right? Raise your hand if you work with a football player or any sport. Okay, we got a couple, right? You ever had like your quarterback go in there and we're running this play and all of a sudden, boom, he just makes this unbelievably horrible decision. And you're like, how'd that happen, right? Well, the prefrontal cortex basically that's the part of your brain that says, okay, we're gonna understand the strategy about what's going on. Okay, we're gonna look at an error that was made and then we're gonna adjust. So if I have this quarterback and he's in there and he's throwing interceptions left and right, I might stop to think and say, well man, he's not making great decisions right now. I wonder where he's at. And it all goes back to PFC, or prefrontal cortex activation. When you become that sympathetic animal, when you're running from the lion, okay, this proverbial lion is chasing you, you're not going to stop and think, let me think about the best strategy for getting around this lion. If I build this contraption and drop down and no, it doesn't work like that. You're like, I got to get out of here. But the great thing about sport is that you need both. We're in this stressful situation. But does your athlete have the strategies, or have somebody like Stu to be there and say, hey, when you're getting these feelings, let's get to the present moment. And what that does from a brain standpoint is it activates the prefrontal cortex.